Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. In this video, can I defeat the one true God using my newly awakened godly abilities? Let's find out. I've already started recording, so let's start this timer for 30 minutes, and let's hop right into the adventure. You have learned how to tap into your divine nature. God became man when he took the form of Jesus so that men could become gods and embrace their divine potential. It is the mission of every Christian to achieve deification and to become gods. The one true God, Yahweh, is a jealous God. In the same way that God faced off against Jacob in a battle to help him overcome his fear, Yahweh battles each and every new god in a superpowered brawl. You are the new target of Yahweh's jealous wrath. You have not mastered your new godly powers, nor do you fully understand how they work. You are face to face with Yahweh in a dark forest, in preparation for the battle of a lifetime. So what I'm going to say to Yahweh is, why are you a jealous God? It's an interesting question. I'm trying to ask him, why are you jealous of gods if the whole point of your religion is for everyone to become a god at the end of the day? So it's like, why are you jealous of other gods if your goal is for all of your followers in Christianity is for them to become gods themselves? Yeah, so I'm going to change that to, I ask Yahweh that. And let's see what he says. Yahweh explains, and then it didn't fill in the rest, so I'm going to hit enter. So let's see what he actually says. If I am to create a race of omniscient beings, why shouldn't I be able to create a race of omniscient beings? If my chosen people turn into gods, why shouldn't I be able to as well? I am the Most High. What does that have to do with what I asked? Let's see. If I am to create a race of omniscient beings, why shouldn't I be able to create a race of omniscient beings? So he's saying, like, why not? Why not make them other gods or whatever? If my chosen people turn into gods. But then he says, why shouldn't I be able to as well? What, isn't he? You're already a god. What are you talking about? Retry? Because that was just weird. My goal is for my followers to become gods, yes, but I am a jealous god. That's why you're here in this forest, and why I've brought you here to battle. What? So he's like, yeah, it is true that I want my followers to become gods, but I'm jealous, and that's why you're about to catch these hands. I guess I'm going to say to Yahweh, don't you see how that seems almost contradictory? Like, why, if you don't want there to be other gods, then why have your followers become gods? Well, I guess I'm not saying anything. That's another question. So I'm going to ask Yahweh that. Hit me up. What's the point? Like, is the point to fight? Like, do you just want to fight everybody eventually? And everybody to get their power up? Yahweh explains, the way to become a god is to earn it through your own actions. I have not and will never grant instant ascension to any being. As you can see, has turned out quite well. Okay, interesting. So he's like, it's not like I'm going around making people gods. He's like, people are becoming gods of like their own action. And I'm not just giving people a like pass to become gods or whatever. So I guess I'm going to then ask Yahweh. So you're saying that you're not responsible for people becoming gods, and that you just react with your jealousy when people do become gods. It does sound like it's a free will kind of thing. He's like, I'm not like forcing anybody to become a god here. He's like, but my followers do become gods. Yahweh starts laughing out loud, then says, huh, you're talking to the Abrahamic God here, mortal. I'm responsible for everything. How do you think the idea got into the inventor's head in the first place? I'm omniscient, too. Oh, that's so confusing. So he's like, you can't say that I'm not responsible because I'm responsible for everything. But he also said the way to become a god is to earn it through your own actions. And he's like, I have not and will never grant instant ascension. So I guess technically earlier he didn't say that he didn't grant people ascension, but rather that people gain ascension through their own actions. Gosh, I'm going to ask Yahweh. Or maybe I just shouldn't ask Yahweh anything. I'm just going to say to him, even as a god, I still don't understand the way you think. If you want to fight me, you can try, but I guarantee you that I will not fall easily. And then I'm gonna crack my knuckles in preparation. Yeah. So I tried to understand him. I came to the conclusion, you know what, I'm not gonna understand what he's saying. We're just gonna fight. We're just gonna get into the fight. We're gonna throw hands. Yahweh says, I don't want to fight you. I'm giving you a chance to join me in the clouds. We can sit on the celestial throne together and rule the skies as a pair of new god kings. And then it says, you laugh. Ooh, I'm gonna keep that in. I'm gonna keep in the laugh. Because there's something about that that's kind of funny. The setup for this is that I'm the target of his wrath. I'm going to say to Yahweh, I know that you don't mean that. You said it yourself, that you are a jealous God. You wouldn't want to share the celestial throne. And that's okay with me. We don't have to share the throne. I'm fine with you being a god and doing what you do, and me being a god and I do what I do. But I know that your jealousy is why we're here. And that you would like nothing more than to see me beaten. Yeah, like, it seems like a weird thing to be like, nah, man, I'm not trying to fight you. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna be like God kings and hanging out. And it's like, I don't think that's what you want. I don't think that's what you want at all. So I'm just gonna cut it straight. Yahweh says, you think you know me, but you don't. You think you have all the answers, but you don't. You're just a rebellious child who needs to submit to his father. Won't you reconsider and submit to me? Ooh, okay, this is actually getting kind of spicy. I'm gonna say to Yahweh, a moment ago, you acted as if we were going to work together as God kings. But now you act more as if you are above me. I respect you, and what you do, but I do not understand your ways. I would rather be the God that I choose to be, rather than be forced to work under you. You are not offering me a partnership. You are begging me to submit to you. Yeah. So this is an interesting encounter, I would say. Yahweh looks down at you, beginning to get angry. He stares at you for a few minutes and says, "So be it." He claps his hands together and a bolt of lightning hits you. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to attempt to absorb the divine lightning by embracing my divine nature. And I'm gonna write, I am scared because I don't know the extent of my divine power, but I am confident that as a divine being, that there is no obstacle that I cannot overcome with time. Yeah, so let's hit it up. I'm not gonna act like I have all the answers and that I know how to like beat him, but I feel like if I could like put my mind to it, I'm dedicated, I can do it. You were hit by the lightning and fall to the ground. The pain is nothing, you think to yourself as you begin to stand back up. You feel a massive power coursing through your veins as the feeling of electricity runs across your body. I'm going to ask Yahweh, why make an enemy of me? Yeah, why do you feel the need to make gods submit to you? Why can't gods exist independently and go about their way without having to cross your bad side simply by existing? Yeah, so let's see where this goes. I mean, this is interesting, to be honest. I like that I was able to tank the lightning bolt and like absorb it. And I also like the dialogue. He started to become more coherent after I like denied his request or whatever, which is really interesting. Like it became less contradictory, and it became more of like a so you saw through my thing kind of like reaction. You saw through my like fake appeal. Yahweh looks at you, and you can see nothing but anger in his eyes. Why, he says. Why? Because this is my universe. I made it. Every star. Okay, so this is getting crazy. So I'm going to say to Yahweh, you truly are a jealous God, and a greedy one at that. I have the theory that you gave every man a divine nature just so that you would have the opportunity to fight any man who unlocked their power. I believe that your pride has led you to desire conflict and to want to prove your power. Yeah, okay. So I don't know. I think this is getting pretty heated, to be honest. It seems like a legit fight. Yahweh grows angrier as you speak, but he says nothing. You are a foolish boy who is standing before a god. I will remember your insolence. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's getting pretty intense right now. I'm gonna say to Yahweh. Or I guess I'm gonna ask him. Are you crap. My brain at first I was gonna ask like, do you no longer wish to fight? And then my mind was like, it'd be kind of crazy if you just said, "Are you?" Like this, like. And then I feel like that would be very insolent of me, like very arrogant, just to go like, "Are you? Are you really going to remember?" My goodness. Okay, so I guess what I'm gonna ask him is, do you no longer wish to fight me? Have I struck a nerve by stating the truth? Hard pushing buttons. Hard pushing buttons. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boom bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yahweh pauses for a moment before giving you an answer. Okay. It's getting intense. Do 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 do. A standoff of gods. Excuse me. The AI was like, "Yo, I don't know how to follow that up. Come on, my boy. Think of something. Throw me a bone. This is hype. Keep the hype going. Hype train, chugga chugga choo choo, my dude." I really like the dialogue. No. Hit me up with the retry then. I don't care what you think the truth is, he says. Hmm. Okay. Cool. I guess I'm going to ask him, will you allow me to continue as a god and agree to stay out of my divine affairs? Or will we be forced into future conflict? Where's this going? Like, I don't really know what's going on. He struck the first blow. I have yet to, like, actually hit him. So where does this go? Yahweh stares at you for a while, and then he says, "We are done here." Yahweh claps his hands and disappears. You're left in the forest alone. You begin to walk back to the village on foot. You visit, well, I guess I'm going to go to the village square and report your meeting with Yahweh to the villagers. Yeah, like I'm going to talk about it. Like I'm about to share what happened. Do 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 do. They all gather around you and listen. You finish telling them everything that happened, and they are silent. They don't know what to make of it. So what should we do now? One of them asks. I think we should leave, says another. I think we should go. I'm going to ask the villagers how they interpreted Yahweh's words. You wonder if the villagers... Well, I guess you wonder who the villagers will side with in the debate. You or Yahweh. He told us to follow you, says one of the men. Why would he do that? Asks another. He's a god. He should know what's best for us. Other villagers agree. Okay. I am surprised to hear that Yahweh would tell the villagers to follow me. And you wonder if your words struck a chord with Yahweh. Yahweh appeared to be extremely angry earlier. But maybe my speech led to a newfound respect and bond between Yahweh and I. Or maybe, just maybe, your words made him think that perhaps he isn't the only God in existence. Maybe he realizes the error of his ways and is allowing you to live as an act of good faith towards you and a sign of respect. Okay, cool. That doesn't sound too different, but that almost sounds interesting. Like the way that it interpreted the extra line, that it created for that statement, makes it seem like it's saying maybe God doesn't feel like he's the one true only God anymore. He's maybe maybe it's not just that it's just me and I'm the only one. I kind of need to lean back a little bit. Which is a really interesting philosophical concept, the idea of a god from a monotheistic religion backing up and saying maybe things are polytheistic. Maybe I'm not the only one here. I got 6 minutes left. Okay. I'm going to tell the villagers. Well, I guess first I'll pray to Yahweh. I'm going to say, I thank you for believing in me and allowing me to lead these people. I truly appreciate the opportunity. I am glad that we didn't have to have an all-out brawl, and that we were able to come to an understanding. You have my thanks, so let it be. Yeah. I don't know. Be respectful about it, to be honest. He really didn't have to do that. He shot me with lightning once. He could have just kept going with extra stuff. You finish your prayer and wonder whether or not it's too late to add an altar to Yahweh in the village. I mean, if there isn't like a church already, it'd be really weird. I guess I'm going to ask the village to create 2 churches. A church for you and a church for Yahweh. Yeah, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, the idea that he would have like went up to the village and told them to like follow me, I think is really interesting. So that shows good faith, in my opinion. You oversee the building of 2 large churches in the center of the village, one for you and one for your newfound religious enemy. What? Religious enemy? Rival at best. It's not we're not fighting, are we? I mean, dang. He did say he'll remember my insolence. That's really rival. Rival. I would not call him an enemy. Rival. Yahweh also has a temple in your village now. This doesn't bother you. After all, he is the God here. I don't know about the after all, he is the God here. I'm just gonna put the like, this doesn't bother you thing. Let's see. I'm going to pray to Yahweh. Yahweh, could you help guide me to better understand the powers of my divine nature? I would like to know what I can do to help my followers with my newfound power. Yahweh appears in front of you and says, "Ask away." Oh, where do I start? Just ask questions. I'll answer as many as I can. Okay, cool. So it sounds like Yahweh and I are on like good standing now, even though earlier he seemed really upset. So I'm going to ask, what divine powers does everyone possess once they tap into their divine nature? So instead of just asking for me, I'm going to ask like in general, like what powers does everyone have? If everyone has this divine potential, what exactly does that mean? Everyone has access to extremely powerful abilities. Do you remember how you unlocked your divine powers? Whoa. And it had me say, yes, I had to sacrifice my first follower and bathe in his blood on a ceremonial dagger. My goodness. I'm actually going to put no, because I want to hear what they say lore-wise. So I'm going to answer Yahweh. I'm going to go, I actually don't remember how I tapped into my divine nature. I actually wanted to ask how people normally tap into their divine nature. Initially. Oh, I didn't put wanted to. I actually ask how people normally tap into their divine nature. Some people go their whole life without unlocking it. Most people never even knew they had it in the first place, while other people know exactly how to unlock it. So then I'm going to ask Yahweh. So it sounds like it is different for everyone when it comes to unlocking their divine nature? Well, I guess to unlocking their divine nature, you gotta like phrase it as a question because I'm asking him that. Do 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 do. That's correct. And then it says the divine beings have a harder time unlocking it. Doesn't make sense. What would they be unlocking? But yeah, so I actually had a lot of fun with this one. I thought it was fairly interesting. Um, I think this is like the first time that I formed like a rivalry with like Christian God in a story where we have like a dialogue and we talk and we start essentially like with the story being like you guys are gonna fight, like that's like the whole point, to it being more of like a dialogue and like a disagreement on like how things should be, to like essentially deciding to coexist, to kind of being friends but at the same time inherently being rivals, like simply by just being two different gods and having like two different churches and stuff like that. Really interesting. Definitely let me know your thoughts on the story in the comment section below and on our Discord. If you guys would like to see me do a particular video, like if you have like a specific idea for a video, let me know in the Discord, and if I agree to do it, then you guys can pay me $7 per hour of video content on Cash App. I have a Cash App link in the description box below. Also, feel free to donate money to the Cash App just if you want to help support the channel. I truly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the One Only, logging out. Peace, guys. Chicken a bow.